What's up, guys? Thanks as always for supporting the show. It would mean a lot to me if you would take a second to scroll down and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any more of our videos. Also, make sure you follow us all over social media so you don't miss any of our content or show announcements. In the Sunday game, it was obviously a very strong statement for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander for MVP, and in general, a sign of some weaknesses that the Denver Nuggets had. But I listed at the end of the show a couple of things that the Nuggets could do better to try to flip the script in last night's game. And I talked a lot about on defense, the issues that they had containing the ball. And the solution that I presented, not really a solution, but the strategy that I would recommend was just bring Jokic up to the level. I thought those were his best looks. Just make sure he gets there early enough that Shai can't like split him off the dribble or anything like that. And prey on Shai's inability to like really pass well out of traps and double teams and things along those lines. I did talk about how they should unleash that zone look again in the second half, just as a rhythm disruptor. But Mike Malone ended up going with something way more aggressive. He started with the exact same strategy from the Sunday game in the first half, a mix of at the level coverages with Jokic and deeper coverages, deeper drop coverages with Jokic. My guess is that the actual game plan is for Jokic to go up to the level, but that there's like kind of an understanding between him and Mike Malone that when he needs a break, when he's tired, that he runs a deeper drop as basically an opportunity for him to rest while he's on the court. That's my guess as to how that keeps manifesting as a mix between the two coverages. The game had a very similar feel to the first game to start. Denver had a little lead early. Oklahoma City really controlled the middle portion of the game, but they weren't really able to pull away. And then in that third quarter, Mike Malone pulls the zone card. Except for one little wrinkle. He said, if we're going to be a team that has to exist in rotation, like we've talked about a lot over the last couple of weeks, we might as well exist in rotation on our terms in a way that we can plan for. So what he did is he just had the top two guys in the zone just double team Shai as soon as he crossed half court. Then they basically set up their back line with Jokic just sitting right under the rim and the two bottom guys in the zone coming up and playing passing lanes. There's a lot that you can do playing passing lanes to prey on indecisiveness for the role player. So there's 4-on-3, right? And when you make aggressive rotations, so like let's say, for instance, you double team Shai and he floats the ball over the top to, whoever it is that's on the right wing, let's call it Aaron Wiggins. If Jamal Murray, who is, let's say, on the bottom part of the zone where Alex Caruso is hiding in the corner, if he just sprints up and guards Aaron Wiggins on the wing, then Aaron Wiggins can make a simple and easy swing pass to the corner, and it's either a wide open three for Alex Caruso or he can drive the closeout if he wants. But what the Nuggets were consistently doing in that zone is they were having those bottom guys like kind of half closeout, but in the lane, in the passing lane, so that as Aaron Wiggins or whoever it was that would catch in that spot would look to read the floor, they'd have this kind of hesitancy because they're like, well, I'm kind of open, but I'm not really open. And I'm sure that coach doesn't want me just shooting on the first pass out of the trap, but like, I'm also going to have to throw like a floating pass over the top to whoever it is that's in the corner because they're playing in the passing lane. And it just preyed on that indecisiveness and preyed on some of that lack of refined skill that you see from Oklahoma City's role players. And again, another important context here, Jalen Williams left the game with a hip strain. And so it ended up being the perfect strategy to really turn that game because they gave up 73 points in the first half. Like the Thunder defense eviscerated Denver again in the first half. But under the circumstances in that second half, with J-Dub being out, it made a lot of sense to basically force Shai to give up the basketball early in these possessions out by half court and then have a plan for how to rotate out of it. And by the way, the Thunder did get some buckets out of those sequences, but overall it worked really well. Oklahoma City got 1.09 points per possession versus Denver's man-to-man looks in 17 possessions in the second half against that double teaming zone look. They allowed just 0.88 points per possession as they worked all the way back into a 2-point lead heading into the fourth quarter. That set up perfectly because in that middle portion of the game, OKC had led by as much as 12. That zone allowed them to kind of get back into a commanding position up by 2. And then what happens in the fourth quarter if Shai Gilgeous-Alexander leaves the game and J-Dub's not in the game anymore? Well, now you have to throw out a bench look that doesn't have Shai or J-Dub. All of a sudden, it's going to be a lot of these lesser role players, a lot of Kason Wallace on the ball, a lot of Chet Holmgren taking tougher shots. It turned into a very limited offensive group for Oklahoma City, and Denver just immediately blitzed them to start the fourth quarter. They were up by double figures before Shai Gilgeous-Alexander could get back into the game. Lots of really impressive shot making from Denver in that run to start the fourth quarter. MPJ hit a tough movement three running to his left at the top of the key. Jamal Murray hit a tough off the dribble three on the left wing. Jalen Pickett confidently posting up and a really nice step through move to get a bucket one-on-one. He had a step back three on the right wing in this stretch. Forget about just that run. The shot making for Denver all night long was amazing. They converted spot up possessions at 1.85 points per possession last night. It was 0.72 on Sunday. That's a giant chasm, more than twice as efficient on catch and shoot looks. If you just refine it to catch and shoot jump shots, 0.91 points per shot on Sunday, 1.82 points per shot on Monday. That's double. Lots of key guys made shots. Westbrook, Peyton Watson, and Jalen Pickett combined to go 9 for 12 from three. Watson and Westbrook in particular both hit multiple threes in the fourth quarters where OKC was basically daring them to shoot. I call these coverage beaters, right? Like if the coverage is, we're going to concede this, if you don't show a willingness and an ability to make that shot, then they're going to stay in that coverage, and they beat that coverage consistently. Just Westbrook, one pass away, double teams on Jokic, skip passes in their ball screen action that ended up in Peyton Watson in his hands in the left corner. Those threes are way more important than even just the point value of that shot because they defeat a specific coverage. And Oklahoma City was never able to regain their footing in that fourth quarter, and Denver went on to win comfortably by 13 points. And this is the main reason why I haven't been able to quit the Denver Nuggets. Jokic is so damn good, and their ceiling on offense is outrageous. That's the best defense in the league, and they hung 140 on it.